All right, so welcome back to D&D. Last time we played, you had managed to do a little final bit of shopping. Fiffle put in an order for a magic bow with Professor Stone Snout. You finished getting the ship all set up. Fiffle utilized his urchins to find a place to rob and inadvertently discovered a spy ring. Kind of standard stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You eventually told, everybody what had occurred, so they went and informed Gale, who then sent people down to investigate the warehouse, although Fiffle was not caught, but did set off an alarm spell. Afterwards, you went down to the boat, managed to find the bounties, and learned a little bit more about the person you're after. Found a old bounty for somebody called the Sea Witch, and managed to christen the boat the Sea Bunny. You managed to get on board, and you have sailed off. So currently you are on the open seas, although Viderheim itself is actually, in sight behind you. You're only a couple miles away from it right now.
Um, do we have an idea of where the weakest thing of this blockade is? Should we start breaking the blockade?
You do not really have that information currently.
We should probably start by running up the coast, would be my thought.
Yeah, I'm assuming we're going east and then north along the coast because that's probably what they want to do. And
Start with securing the nearest ports of call and all that.
so you want to go toward Portis or Pern? They did tell us where the blockade entailed, right?
Yeah,
I do recall.
the blockade is farther away from Viderheim itself. They are not close to the coast, and so you're nowhere really near it.
Okay.
You'd have to sail out about 4 to 5 days before you would actually arrive.
Oh, okay.
This blockade, though, is it in the open ocean? What's the situation?
Make a history check.
And I ought to make a history
Just
check.
based on what we already generally know.
Yeah, anybody who can make a history check.
Where's my thing? Loading.
So, Fern, you know that boats sail on the water, typically.
Whee! No, they
Yeah,
don't.
they do.
I'm great at history.
Fifthly, you know that boats often sail on the water, typically.
What the hell is history? I'm blind.
Pirate so many things.
Graham, you know that Zadora has a... Yeah, auto boats often sail on the ocean, typically. Graham, you know that Zadora has a very strong naval tradition, and they are very good at actually being able to go out and utilize their sea power in order to kind of expand and kind of enforce their will on people. They are able to maintain blockades out in the open ocean by utilizing mages to scry upon ships going to and from, meaning that they're able to blockade with less ships from a greater distance.
Bastards.
Can I ask Graham if once he's shared that, does that mean that they also attempt to use less crew per ship because they need less ships to make the blockade longer
Graham,
in terms of length?
You may make a history check at advantage because of that 16-year-old. If you desire.
20.
No, Zadoran ships are often very well crewed because you need a set
Less
number of crew.
manpower cost per ship, effectively. Or rather, less manpower for the total armada with the same effect, so they can have good crew per ship.
And they often keep a good amount of assault marines on ships as well.
Hmm.
Probably not worth gunning straight for the blockade, especially as a lone ship without a lot of support. They would probably just take us down.
Graham, you look over your 15 crewmates. Some of them missing teeth. A couple of them look like they probably lied about their age.
These things
You
happen.
know, I'm gonna take you on that piece of advice, Graham.
Start with protecting the coastline. Just do a patrol. Look
All
for
right,
trouble that way.
all right. Let's see if we can catch a pirate or anything trying to grab a merchant,
Wise. I like
make them
sound.
talk. That sounds like a plan.
Works for me.
All right, let's set up the coast.
Okay. I should also remind you that not only did Jackson give you a list of ports of call for different ships out on the small islands that surround Viderheim, but you do also have the coordinates for the very first clue to the treasure that was bequeathed to you by the
Yeah.
dwarven pirate captain.
Oh yeah, might as
Can
well.
you? I guess can you put that on? Can you? If we have the coordinates, will we have a map? I guess and be able to like pinpoint the general area.
It is actually outside of the current view of
Okay.
the actual Viderheim. Um,
East.
Navigator.
Use it to buy big guns.
Yeah.
Then we can do some blockade running.
Yeah.
Navigator.
Yeah, your navigator, who I believe is Fern, make a survival check, please.
I hand her a map that I might have or may not have. I don't even know. Do I have one?
You
We got
had been
this.
given a crude map with the actual will that was bequeathed to you by the lawyer.
Okay. Do we have a real map that we can try to like cross-reference so she can have a chance at this?
No, you do not. You did not purchase one.
I
And found it.
thought we had. Oh well.
Yeah, she don't need no damn map.
That being said, Fern, I mean, these coordinates aren't exactly difficult to find. You know that if you sail almost directly east for about 3 days, you will arrive at the island.
Okay, we gotta go for 3 days. We'll get there. In this direction, east.
She just points in a direction. Is like, does anybody have a compass?
Fern is survivally enough to know that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west.
Okay, never mind.
Ah. I knew it was
That
on-
way, and I point that way dramatically.
Make a survival check.
I'm pointing in the same direction as Fern, but okay. Hey!
You know that the sun rises in the east, and it is in the morning, so you actually do have, the general direction where you need to go.
All right, I once again point dramatically to the east.
It is.
All right. One of the sailors on your crew. What's your orders, Captain?
We're heading east for approximately 3 days to these general coordinates.
All
Was it
right.
2 or 3 days?
2 or 3, I don't. It's like
3.
yeah.
3.
Keep an eye out for any suspicious pirate competition.
All right. Full sail, half sail,
Full sail.
full sail.
Full sail.
You say that, and the crew releases the sail, and it drops, and the wind picks up, and you start to
The music swells.
yeah.
Do you remember in Valheim when the wind goes against you? That's what just happened.
It's fine. We can just cut.
All right.
I'll be right back.
So, can somebody roll me a d10?
I gotta find.
5.
All right. Okay. sailing for about 3-4 hours. Everything's relatively calm. Can somebody make me a perception check?
Okay. Who's perceptive?
I feel that would be Piffle. Also, I feel like he would be like looking around too.
Yeah.
Bibble, you're not seeing anything, but you smell the open ocean, the salt, the fresh air, some smoke.
That's not good.
Something on fire.
And it seems like it might be billowing up from under deck.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
I think our boat's on fire.
Graham runs below decks.
Oh God. It hasn't even been a day yet. I run down after Graham.
Piffle approaches the, entryway, but considers his options.
What would you like to do, Fiffle?
Piffle kind of like listens for a moment before entering.
Make a perception check. To accompany that one you made to see the, or smell the smoke. Yep. Yeah, you hear some shouts from down below.
What kind of shouts? Like, oh my god, I'm on fire shouts, or...
Definitely shouts of panic, not maybe necessarily the pain of being on fire. And you also notice some black billowing clouds flowing up from under deck at the staircase where you're standing.
Clouds of smoke, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Seems like entry would be certain death.
Sometimes.
Hmm.
And Graham is going in.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm gonna go after with Graham.
I'll get a bucket of water.
All right. As you head under the deck down below, you find that there are two of your crew. They're standing over a overturned lantern, and they are just beating at this fire with some sheets and attempting to put it out. But it looks like they might be making it worse.
One side. Let's see. How big is the fire at the moment?
Currently, the fire is not tremendously large. It is more than like a burning piece of wood, but it is spreading. Gives you some flashbacks to the warehouse.
Graham's gonna grab one of those sheets and he's just gonna commit to the dive rather than like try to slap at it.
Sure. Give me an athletics to try and kind of like smother the fire to the best of your ability.
There you go.
You're very good at smothering it. You're able to contain a large amount of the fire and just kind of like putting the sheets over it and smothering it. You're able to reduce it by about half the size. Some of it's still there and it is still attempting to spread, but it is much less dangerous now.
Graham is going to yell for them to form a bucket line and start filling buckets with water and running them over to douse this.
Yep.
All right. Give me a persuasion check in order to utilize your command. The crew is not great, but doesn't take a lot of effort to say, grab a bucket and start filling it up. The crew is able to get the buckets filled, and they're able to just kind of form a very loose line, and through that you're able to douse the fire, and from there the fire you believe is out.
Great. What happened down here?
Oh, we were playing cards and got a little heated, and we knocked over the lantern,
Mm-hmm.
and then the fire started somehow.
So,
You started a fire because you knocked over a lantern.
I have a
somehow.
proposition. The penalty for fighting among the crew is we throw you overboard to the sharks.
Hello?
I don't know that there are sharks, but I do appreciate the energy.
To the
Sure.
shark-like creatures.
Okay.
There are
Okay.
sharks.
Ah, love.
I will be
Listen.
right back.
Things almost got real heated in here.
I'll be right back. You guys yell at them for me.
Okay. Hey, we're sorry. We didn't mean to knock it over. We know wood catches on fire. And we know that we're on the ocean. We didn't try and knock it over.
Piffle just
Yeah.
repeats, sharks.
Are we getting tossed overboard?
No, just
That's next
keep a cool head, and if you can't, then don't play cards. I don't want to have to tell no one they can't, but
Or you'll
I
get
also don't want to burn to death at sea or drown.
They kind of look at each other. Right over first mate.
I'm gonna insight that.
Okay. They are not the most experienced crew. Your firefighting skills are respected. Your ability to inspire them less so. But you get the feeling that they respect you mildly more.
Hooray! Slowly gonna turn into Sunless Sea. Roll to cannibalize.
There are rules, well, not for cannibalism per se, but for crew quality.
Alright.
But yes, there is a good portion of the underside of the boat that is kind of charred and cooked through the fire.
How damaged is it? Graham will start eyeing that out.
Make an investigation check.
23.
It could probably use some repair. It does not look like it spread enough or burned for long enough to actually cause any structural damage to the hull currently.
Alright. Do we have any spare wood for carpentry?
Oh yeah, we got some down below. Yeah, I don't think we have a shipwright though. I mean, you didn't introduce us to none.
Fair. Alright, well, for now it'll have to keep. If it gets any more beat up, we'll probably have to make that a priority.
Should we
The inside parts that I learned.
recruit somebody?
We'll get to that. Right now we need to start turning a little profit before we can fully complement the crew.
Right. Okay.
Shouldn't take us long.
Very experienced.
Right. Oh, first mate, Mr. Graham.
Alright, as you were. And Graham will go to leave, and then before he does, just kind of visibly move the brazier over that got knocked over from the card table.
It's a little lantern. All right, Graham, get an inspiration point for handling that.
Yay.
All right. And can somebody else give me a D10 roll?
Roll for shenanigans and see.
Basically.
A D10 roll.
Yep. All right. So it was a 5 before. Now it is a 4. All right. Yep. As you are traveling for another few hours, it is getting towards the end of the day. The sun is dipping below the horizon, and a thick fog is beginning to roll through. So thick that it's actually difficult to see where you are going.
Good.
Your navigator is not entirely sure where you currently are.
That's
Can
bad.
Can I find out?
Yes, you can. Yes, the helmsman. So if you'd like, you can try. Well, how would you like to try and like find out where you are?
Trying to see isn't gonna really help. Um, can I feel any wind?
Yes, if you'd like, make a perception check to attempt to determine the wind's direction. Seems like the wind is blowing east. It hasn't actually changed direction, so it is keeping you heading in the direction you would like.
Okay. Well, that's good. So we're heading in the right direction still. I guess I hear anything weird?
Give me another perception check. As you listen in, you can hear the lap of the waves on the hull of the boat, and you can actually hear some strange chittering from below.
Interesting.
We got sea squirrels.
Maybe we should check on that.
It is coming from the side of the ship.
Okay, so I'll look over the side of the ship.
Okay, give me another perception. All right. You can see some shapes kind of like going over the water and then down and over and down, and there's multiple of them. But you realize that this is a pod of dolphins that are just kind of swimming alongside the ship.
I'm going to tell everybody to look at the pool dolphins.
The crew heads over and takes a look at the dolphins. You see one crew member with the lantern kind of holding it over. Like, there they are. They're good eating.
Are they?
Really?
Oh, I don't know. I just like, it's just something I heard people say, so I say it myself.
Oh.
But I mean, they're made of meat, so probably.
I mean, a lot of things are made of meat that you shouldn't eat.
Oh yeah. You know, things that walk on two legs and talk. They don't have two legs. They don't talk.
Fern looks over at Aurora.
Aurora kind of stands and balances on her hind legs.
Tell you what, we'll see if we can get some fishing done over the next whenevers.
Oh,
Get some
wait.
meat that way.
I mean, we got these rations. They ain't the most exciting. So yeah, we can get some fish. That'd be good.
Well, there might be good conditions for fish to come up to the surface if the fog is making it darker.
Well, we could got a couple of fishing rods. Nothing great. Mostly just sticks with string on them, but we can put a little something on it, toss it over, and see what we get.
Worth a go.
Yeah.
Would you like to join us for fishing there, Mr.
Sure.
Graham?
Sounds good to me. Been a little while since I went down to the old creek.
They hand you quite literally just a straight pole with some string tied to it and a hook at the bottom.
I'll try fishing too.
They hand you another one. You end up sitting next to a couple of the crew members. One crew member who's fishing with you, a very old guy, missing most of his teeth, with a long, long white beard and a bald head. And another crew member who is probably in his mid-20s, big burly guy with a lot of tattoos on his arm.
How long
And-
before it's returned to the Obra Dinn?
Yeah. I mean, I could return to the Oberdinu if you'd like.
I think like is a strong word, but it would at least be very entertaining. All the way down. Graham will attempt to fish.
All right. Anybody who is fishing, please make a survival roll.
All right.
Nice.
Right. And I'm going to make survival rolls for your two crewmates. Well, they don't have any luck. In fact, you're pretty sure that the old guy has dozed off. However, Graham, you and Fern are able to eventually feel like some tugs on the fishing line. If you'd like, you can attempt to haul the fish up.
Graham will attempt to haul the fish up.
Make an athletics. This is a good tug. And you're able to pull up a rather nice-sized fish.
Nice.
Fern, the fish actually pulls the fishing pole out of your grasp. Give me a dex save to attempt to catch it. Yeah, you just grab it and you pull, and another very nice-sized fish. You and Graham actually have fish that are almost identical sizes.
Nice.
You'd have to measure them to see who got the bigger one.
Have we got any measuring devices?
Yeah, do we have a ruler? Measuring tape?
I guess we can lay them on the deck and compare that way.
It is Fern by just half an inch. Her fish is bigger.
Nice.
And all that together gives you a good... Between the two fish, you have 4 more rations worth of food.
Is that like for every crew member?
Yeah, so
Nice.
it's not 4 days, but it's 4 extra meals that so you can support 4 crew members for an additional day with those fish.
Gotcha.
All right. The sun finishes going below the horizon. What would everybody like to do now?
I guess we would post watch overnight.
Good idea.
All right.
I don't know what happens on the sea at night. I don't think I want to know.
And the crew's there. Some of them are like, oh, we can keep watch for it if you want. We got a good man for the first one, and they bring out the old guy you were fishing with. He was just kind of like stroking his beard.
Pibble's like, no, no, no. Pibble picks out 4 guys who look like they're not about to pass out.
Okay. You pick out
Drink.
the
Good night, your watches. Tonight.
Hey, we'll keep an eye out for everything. Make sure there's nothing going on, eh?
Yeah.
Unless...
Right, like sea monsters or fires or any dumb crap like that. You wake us up.
So I know.
Bro.
Alright. So the 4 crew members you have picked out are going to take watch. What is everybody else doing? The actual officers?
It might not be a bad idea to have one officer with them for each shift. Just in case they get ganked, an officer / fighting character can help protect them / stall.
Yeah.
The 4 crew members. Alright. Who's watching with us then?
Oh.
Basically, we'll just do watches like normal.
Alright, who's on first watch?
Our normal.
Fern can, I guess.
Okay. Who is on second watch?
I'll do it.
And who's on third watch? in lieu of it, I'm assuming Fiffle will take over.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Fern, give me a perception check as you take first watch. As you take first watch, you don't see anything. The fog does eventually dissipate, and all that you can see is a very bright sky with stars shining down now that you're outside of the city and there's no lights from lanterns and street lamps and the like. It's actually very, very easy to see all the stars.
That's so cool.
And your shift passes without incident.
Hooray.
All right. Graham, you're up. Give me a perception check if you would.
Yeah. 10.
It's a little difficult to see. You see the stars. The crew members that you are taking watch with are kind of dozing off a little bit. And you spend more time attempting to keep them awake.
That sounds accurate.
However, nothing cuts your throat at night. You don't see anything on the horizon that could murder you. The shift passes without incident. Biffle,
Yes.
please give me a perception check for your shift. All right. Biffle, you don't really see anything. The ocean seems calm. It's quiet out. The couple of sailors you're with that you picked out have sat down on deck and they have pulled out some dice to play a little bit of a gambling game with. Mostly just passing around copper, but a couple of silver here or there.
You're suggesting I should take their money?
I'm simply having money placed out for them to gamble with.
For now. Seems pretty suggestive.
Biffle would get caught by a lot of sting operations, wouldn't he?
Yep.
Every single one.
Ripple will join them in their gambling, dicing game.
Quartermaster. Joining in?
I thought I was the quartermaster.
Oh, yeah, you're right. What is Fiffle?
I think he was first mate.
Yeah.
Yes, Fiffle is first mate. Yes. First mate, Mr. Fiffle. Would you like in on some of this? Mostly playing for pennies, but...
I don't know. I haven't played a lot of dice. How does this game work?
Oh. Well, you try and roll the dice, and he just goes into this, like, kind of weird, complex gambling game where it's based on guessing the right number that comes up and attempting to line up a set amount. Plus there's additional antes for over or under a certain sum of the dice. You think you get the gist of it as he explains it.
All right.
Is this under deck?
No, this is on the deck.
No.
Well, during the shift.
Do I recognize this game? Maybe I've played it.
You are asleep.
Oh, am I? Okay, thanks, sir.
Yes, Otto is below deck in his it's a private cabin, but it's very small.
Okay. This captain's cabin. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably about the same size as your room at the manor house.
Okay.
Well, I'll play the game. I'll spin the wheel.
All right, we're gonna roll 4 6-sided dice. What would you say? What over or under a certain amount?
Oh.
So you roll 15, so One of them guesses that it would roll. He guessed it would roll 14 or under, and so he collects like 3 copper pieces from the pile, the pot.
He guesses it would roll 14 or under.
Yep, I did a secret GM roll and it rolled a 14.
But it's no.
The sailors toss in some coins. They're like, all right, I'm gonna roll now. What do you guess? What'll it be?
It'll be. I don't know. It'll be under 6.
Wow.
No, that's unlikely. Hold on.
They kind of look at you like you're telling a tale.
It'll be under 8.
All right, they roll the dice.
Drat.
They take 2 copper from you.
Oh.
This game is odd. And it looks more like just a way for people to roll dice and trade money around. To kill the time, mostly.
We call it gambling.
Well, that's fine. Piffle sort of like gets bored and goes back to watching the ocean. Because their gambling is not like high stakes.
They are mostly just gambling with the very little amount of money that Jackson gave them.
There's nothing to hustle here. My heart's not in it.
Alright. But the night passes without incident. Everybody wakes up in the morning, refreshed. The ocean is open. There's nothing around. And you can just see the sun on the horizon.
So when do we do the privateering stuff?
When do we what now?
Privateering. When do we start wrecking?
Piffle's like looking out of the big boring ocean and being.
When we run into it.
We need to find them. And possibly while we're searching for the treasure, Piffle.
What do we do in between?
This.
Fuck.
Graham will unscrew the top on his flask and just pass it over to Fiffle.
Now I understand. Thanks for that.
Vern's gonna make sure we're still going in the right direction.
Give me a
Good idea.
survival check, please. You are off course by about 6 hours.
How'd that happen? Okay.
One of the sailors who was manning the helm while you were asleep just kind of looked sheepish. I don't know. You told me to hold the wheel straight. I thought I'd held it pretty straight.
Replace this guy with a rubber.
Walk in a straight line for me.
All right, let me just have my like.
No need to look at the alcohol.
Yeah, he's got his morning cup of. You're pretty sure it's rum.
Where did you get ethylene glycol?
Oh, you can make it out of basically anything. He just takes a drink and he kind of walks.
Okay, maybe no drinking while steering.
I steer better when I drink.
I don't.
Well, 6 hours
that's
seems
true.
failed at that. Determined that was a lie.
Well, what I'm worried about is that he might be right.
I can steer without it if you like.
Maybe we need someone else to do that job. Well, I'm
If he
sleeping.
gets any worse, maybe he just might be better off as shark food.
We can't just solve every problem by threatening to feed people to
It was
sharks.
a joke, Graham. Or was it?
Graham does the Thor, is it though, squint? I know
Okay,
you people.
let's get back on track.
You can have more alcohol if you make us up those 6 hours.
All right.
Without risking
In
our
the right
lives.
direction.
He turns the wheel kind of the way Fern points towards.
Can I check that?
Yes, make a. You don't have the. You don't have any like navigation skills, correct?
Like,
I drive a
like
car.
that.
Yeah,
She
it's
drives
like
a car.
it's a special one. There's like navigation for vehicles. If not, just make a survival roll.
She drives a car. IRL.
Yeah, you're reasonably confident that's the direction to go based on the map you have, the coordinates you have, and your ability to kind of like determine your location. So you're pretty sure he's on track.
okay.
All right. Can somebody roll me a d10 who hasn't rolled yet?
I can do that. Hang on. Was it a 5 last time too?
All right. You pass through the ocean with no trouble whatsoever. You spend a day just traveling, and it becomes night. And we will just fast forward through the rest. You do stay on course, and you are now on the third day of actually traveling. Can somebody, the last person who hasn't rolled, roll me a d10. All right. So you're traveling through, you see a big swarm of jellyfish kind of like flow under the ship. They're translucent, kind of a pink color. A whole swarm of them, probably 100 or more.
Does anybody know if jellyfish are bad for boats?
Make a nature check.
Depends on the jellyfish, right?
I will.
Or the magical jellyfish.
For jellyfish, typically are not bad for boats. You'd need one heck of a large jellyfish to be in trouble.
You know the Fry meme where he's just like very suspicious? That's Otto right now.
Soon we fight the mega jellyfish.
His name is Donald.
The day passes without incident. Gets to nighttime. And it gets back to the morning. Give me a survival check to just see where you are. Yeah, you're very certain you're actually an hour and 37 minutes away from your location based on the wind speed and the just general weather and the location of the island.
Captain's log, day 3. The rabbit is a witch.
I know exactly how far away we are from the land.
Imagining Fern like Scooby-Doo ganging it, gets an nat 20, like Old Man Crothers.
I'm picturing that like Biffle has like managed to swindle someone and they're chasing him around the ship right now. Okay.
So, after an hour and 37 minutes, the island is within sight. The ship...
Someone yell land ho.
Yeah. The
Or
crew...
does, or whoever's in the, whatever that thing's called.
The crow's nest?
Crow's nest.
Yes, that's what it, yeah. I was gonna say bird's nest, and I knew that wasn't right.
Close enough.
You know, if Lucian was around, we could have just called it the cat's nest.
The scratching post.
Crew's just... Wait, we're supposed to have somebody in the crow's nest, or... I thought that was for crows.
Graham takes a pull from his flask.
Fern yells out land ho. How close to the island would you like to get?
What's a reasonable docking distance?
Do we have like a boarding or a rowboat that we can
Yeah.
do launch landings with?
Your boat actually has 2 rowboats.
Perfect. So we don't need to get too close, which is good because these guys will kill us all.
We won't try to kill you all.
You underestimate them, Graham. They would probably sink the island somehow.
Monty Python style.
So I should remind you all, the crew has quality, and they can hear what you're saying about them.
We like a lot of jokes. Don't you guys worry. We like you.
Otto, make a... Depending on how you... Like, that's either a persuasion or a deception check, depending on...
That's a persuasion.
Alright. Okay.
I mean, if it was a deception, it probably would have been the same. Close.
They seem to believe you're... Yeah, they're like, okay, a little gallows humor.
I wasn't actually trying to be like deceptive at all either, so.
Yeah. No, they're like, all right, a little gallows humor.
We're a little hard bitten, is all. We spend most of our time. We spend more time under the ground than on the ocean.
If you dealt with the psychotic cat that we had, and the guy that talked to his sword, you'd understand us a lot better. Specifically, the psychotic cat.
Crew kind of look to one another. Make an insight check. Yeah, Graham. Well, Otto. The crew is perfectly confident in your ability to captain the ship. Graham, the crew is not confident in his ability to captain this ship.
I'm keeping a straight face when I say that. And like, all right, he wasn't psychotic. He was just very bad with his fireballs.
Yeah, he was a tabaxi feller. Don't know if you've ever seen one of them.
Captain, we gotta like toss the anchor over. We're gonna like run aground.
Do it.
Have we given the order to like stop?
Yeah, they should have known. Drop the anchor.
They drop the anchor. They start to bring up the sails.
Yep.
And the ship is about 500-600 feet off from the actual island itself.
All right.
The crew, well, good luck. We'll be watching the ship while you're gone.
All right.
I think we could take some of them with us for insurance purposes.
We're not real fighters there. But
Robo.
do you want Ana-san? Like, to come with you?
No.
Nah, just keep the boat, the ship safe.
Will do. They look a little relieved.
Please don't knock over any more lanterns.
No, it's daylight. We don't need any lanterns currently.
Thanks. All right, let's go.
50-50 odds are still about here when I get back.
Hey, it's a 50-50. Either it will be or it won't be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty good. Pretty good odds.
I mean, if they run into pirates without us, they might be in trouble. But if they ran off,
Well, what do we do if we run into pirates? Do we take off and then come back later? Do we?
no, I'm saying if you ran off and you ran into pirates, you'd be in trouble.
Yeah, but what if we run into pirates while we're waiting for you?
There's like,
Then make a lot of noise for us to hear.
yeah,
Try not to if you can't help it, because, well, about the only noise I could think of would be firing one of the cannons, and we only got so many cannonballs.
They look into the cannon.
Yeah, that's probably what they're gonna have to do though to signal us. So let's go with that.
I'd say we should use some flare of some sort, but they might burn the ship down.
Ooh, no, I don't know if we have such
all
thing.
these good ideas that we can't use because we might burn the ship down. Have more faith in them.
You could set the ship on fire. That might get your attention.
Please don't do that.
Do any of you know any cantrips?
No. Half the crew, if they drink, they only just trip. So they can trip.
That's about
Oh
it.
my god.
We'll fire a cannon if we see anybody who looks suspicious.
Only
Okay.
do it if you have to. If it winds up being a pointless shot, it's coming out of your pay.
Alright. Fine.
If it's a meaningful shot,
We'll
might
pay
get
you
a
the
bonus.
worth of the cannonball.
you get a bonus.
No? Okay. The crew look pretty happy about that, so they take
Right.
position.
All right, let's get to treasure hunting here.
All right, get in the rowboat. Kind of
Oh.
like goes down as they like crank and it goes in the ocean, and you release the ropes that are attaching you to the sea bunny, and the water's calm, so you're able to get to the actual beach of the island pretty easily. Takes 10 minutes. I actually realized it wouldn't take that long, but I'm just going to say it takes 10 minutes because nobody's really piloted a boat before. You drag the dinghy on to the actual beach so it doesn't float away, and the island is in front of you. The
Explore it.
drawing that you've been given that had the coordinates gives a very kind of quick and dirty overview of where the treasure is, and it involves what looks to be some drawings of cliffs and kind of lagoon or a swamp.
Was this a clue that we're looking for, or like the first step of it?
Yeah, it's a cliff, the first
Okay.
step.
I will take a look at the island and see if I see any cliffs or anything like that that might get us a general direction where we should start going.
I can help with the directions.
Yeah, if you'd like, make a survival roll. It looks like you, based on the drawing, you want to go into the interior of the island. It looks like it's more kind of smack dab in the center. The island itself is not tremendously large, but it's big enough that you cannot see the other end of it from where you're standing.
Check it out. Careful, like.
Okay, do any? I'm assuming there's a bunch of trees.
Yeah, trees.
Does it look like there is possibly a path that people have taken to this island?
Yes, make a survival check to check for that.
God, jeez.
You're not
You
sure.
see anything? I'm blind. Like this all looks the same to me.
You've been in the city too long. You don't know what trees are anymore.
Yeah.
Can I help?
Yeah, I asked Fern to look because this all looks normal to me.
Vern, yes, please make a survival to attempt
And
to
I
climb.
understand my weakness.
Oh,
I mean, these aren't really like the trees you're used to seeing. I mean, maybe some animals walked through here at some point.
Is there a...
But you know enough about the island to know where the interior of it is.
Yeah, let's just go inside and keep an eye out for anything that might be like a well-worn traveled path that somebody might have used.
Right. As you travel into the interior of the island, you find that you eventually reach a cliff face that looks somewhat similar to what was scrawled on this map. The artist probably could stand to go back to art school. The cliff face itself goes down, it's pretty sheer, it goes down about 50 feet.
And I see the swamp from the drawing there.
No, you do not. The cliff face itself, you notice that it is got a bit of ice on it. The stone looks kind of crumbly.
Tiffle, you're pretty light. If we hold ropes from up here, you wouldn't fall to your death if the cliffside gave way. You want to check out down there?
You sure I wouldn't fall to my death?
I mean, if we're holding the rope, no.
I suppose.
All right. So what are you all doing then?
Dangling a halfling.
Yep,
All right.
Graham is gonna tie a knot, and kind of like we did when we had to get down that cliff face in the Underdark.
Yeah. Okay. Fipple, if you would like to climb down, please give me athletics to try and climb down the cliff face. Fipple, you're light. The stone is crumbling. There's a bit of ice around, but from what you can determine, the path you follow doesn't seem too bad. You're able to climb down. It takes you probably about like 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
Everybody else sees Fipple just descend carefully but steadily and makes his way to the bottom. No trouble.
What do I see at the bottom?
Give me a perception check. Stuff, you see trees. You see a kind of little stream that's heading out from spring, and it looks like it's traveling further into the island interior.
Yeah. I'll holler up. It looks okay. I'm not dead. I'm not dead.
Hooray, he's alive.
All right. What's everybody else doing?
Holding the rope at this point, though Graham will look around.
Yeah, I'm kind of keeping an eye open for anything out of the ordinary.
Okay, everybody who's just keeping an eye out, give me a perception check. Don't see anything. You're not even sure if you see Fiffle. He's a little small. Graham and Fern, with Fiffle checking out the little stream, you do see that it is looking like it travels further past a kind of thicket of trees into the interior of the island, and with the map you have indicating that the treasure is, or at least the clue, is buried next to a lagoon in between a kind of 3 rocks that are like sticking up. You suspect that's a direction to head to.
I think you're on the right track there, buddy.
All right. Fipple, what are you doing? As you hear Graham yell down that you're on the right track.
Oh wait, I'm on the right track.
Yep,
Where am I going?
the right track.
Oh, aren't you?
Yeah, I think he's guiding. He's guiding you in that you're going in the right direction of the map.
Oh, so you're staying on top of the cliff.
I mean, I'll climb down if we can do so safely.
Maybe you should learn feather fall, Graham.
I guess
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You're.
Biffle will explore a little bit. I guess.
All right. The rope's only 50 feet long, so Graham will either have to release it or Fipple will have to untie himself.
Graham will yell down for him to untie his end.
That makes sense, I guess.
Okay. All right. Well,
That's
Fipple,
certain doom is impending.
Graham has informed you that if you continue following this little stream, it will take you further into the island to where the actual clue is first buried.
Following the little stream.
All right. As you get through the thicket of trees, you eventually do arrive.
Anything
At,
lurking there with sharp, pointy teeth?
yeah.
Fuck.
And actually, you guys are not there. So, Fipple, you see a large skull that belongs to some great creature that is just long dead, although you do see a lot of blood leading to the mouth. You also see this large, kind of spiky looking giant slug, and it's just kind of, you see like the ooze falling from the mouth. Give me a perception check if you could.
I like your impression of that slug.
Okay. You had. All right. The creature does not appear to see you, but it looks very hungry.
Piffle backs away slowly.
Okay.
This one needs some backup.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for backup.
Graham is in the middle of getting a rope to climb down set up.
A braver halfling might try to, steal the MacGuffin from under the nose of a giant death snail.
How far is our droppy in again?
50 feet.
Okay. I'll help Graham set up like the rope a little bit better.
Okay. All right. I'm assuming so then, how are you doing this?
We should have like climbing gear, like pittons and such.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
If it is on your, if it's on your inventory, then yes. I would say you do.
What is the name? Priests. Nope. I don't have any, but I know we've got climbing shit.
I think it's with Kaido,
Ugh.
who smash cut to him sleeping off a hangover back at the manor.
I'm gonna fire him.
You don't even really remember him being teleported back with you.
I'm going to send him to the Underdark as a trade for more alcohol for the bar.
Dear God.
And it's gonna come with a note that says no takebacks. How sharp was this cliff again?
I mean, it's like a sheer cliff, so it's not like a perfect like 90 degrees. So you wouldn't be going down exactly, but it is pretty sheer to the point where it would be more climbing down than like sliding down.
Graham is going to use his pick, the weapon version of the pick,
Okay.
to help steady him on his way down and make sure the rope isn't caught against anything where it'll fray.
Okay. Because you're using the pick, I will let you make an athletics check at advantage to climb down.
Okay.
Because it is very clever use of it.
26.
Yeah, Grim, you're able to get down, no problem. Heck, you do it even quicker than Fiffle does. You're down in like 3 minutes.
Hooray.
Let's see.
Fiffle, you see Graham just kind of like Spider-Man down the side of the cliff.
Hey, Graham. You'll make short work of the giant snail that eats people.
That feels oddly specific.
Yeah.
Did you see a giant snail that eats people?
Think so?
Crap.
Let me see here.
Okay, so you
Graham slowly
Climb down.
anamorphing to John Mulaney.
I'm sorry, what was that, Fern?
I'll try to climb down as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll also climb down. I think I have to do it.
Yes.
Athletics?
Yep. Both of you give me athletics, please. All right. Okay. Otto, you're able to climb down slowly but surely. No trouble there. However, Fern, you put your hand on a bit of ice and it breaks and you start to fall. Give me a dex save to attempt to prevent yourself from taking too much damage.
Can I try to grab her if she falls by me?
With that 21, I will say yes. Make a dex save to attempt to grab Fern.
Catch the rabbit.
Mine's is a 10 though, because of the aura.
All right, so it's not enough to grab Fern. Fern, you see Otto like trying to reach out and grab you. He is not able to get close enough. You're
That's
able
right.
to. You're able to kind of like roll and tumble, and so you're only gonna take 6 bludgeoning damage as you like tumble down and slam into the bottom. So you get away without too much trouble. Unfortunately, you land on your tailbone, so it's going to be real uncomfortable to sit for a while.
Okay, I guess Aurora will have to climb down as
I
well.
was gonna say you should have just made Aurora a bird and just like rode her down.
She has a climb speed.
Yes. Have Aurora make her athletics at advantage because of her climb speed.
Oh, I mean, I have a climb speed as well, I think.
Just like, oh yeah.
She does. This whole
That's
ordeal was
better.
unnecessary.
I see. Yes, please remember that for the future. Your tailbone will thank you.
Let's see. Is it strength?
Aurora
guess-
just kind of like xenomorphs down the side.
She looks like a mountain goat.
Yeah. Just Aurora gets down. In fact, she gets down to the bottom before Otto does.
I would hope so.
So you all, the 4 other people, Graham included, all at the bottom. So all 5 of you are now at the bottom of this sheer cliff face. What do you all do?
So why does Fiffle look terrified, Graham?
Something about a giant snail. A giant, terrible man-eating snail.
Piffle kind of makes hand motions, gesturing to its size.
That
Fiffle,
sounds
give me a
terrifying
performance.
if it's real.
Give me a performance roll, Fiffle.
Make a what now?
I want Fiffle to make a performance. He's able to pantomime a rather large snail.
That looks terrifying. Can I look up from Fiffle and actually see it from where he is?
It is past a like thicket of trees, so you're not able to see it from where you currently are.
Can we ever have a non-adventurous adventure?
With the frizz?
No way.
If there's one, is there going to be another one? Snails are slow, right, Graham? Fern? Anybody?
If it's big enough, it probably is pretty quick.
Yeah, little ones are slow.
Does anybody have salt?
I would say Fern probably has some. of her cooking
Metaphorically,
utensils.
yes.
Not metaphorically, Graham. I already know you're a salty MFer.
Fern, you have a very small amount, like a little tiny salt shaker.
What's that spell that you can like conjure things, kind of, but it's like not real? I can't remember the name of it. It's a cantrip. I'll remember it later.
Prestidigitation?
Yeah, just prestidigitation, a giant salt gun to threaten the thing. All right, let's go deal with man-eating giant snail monster number 1.
All right.
As Otto walks ahead, he's like, I wonder if we can make him into some kind of alcohol.
Maybe we can make a bunch of escargot for the crew.
Yeah, that can be their bonus. I like how you think. Assuming they don't fall off the boat by the time we get back.
As you make it to the thicket of trees, you find that there is a giant skull of a dead creature far bigger than you've ever seen. Blood streaking along this trail, dyeing the mouth around the skull of the creature. And there is the giant snail with the big spiky shell and the kind of ooze flowing from its mouth, and it's looking around. This.
I'm gonna look at Fifth one and say I was kind of hoping you might have like been crazy, but yeah.
I wouldn't make up something like this.
Oh god, do I recognize what kind of skull this is? The giant skull.
Make a nature check.
For some reason, I think it's some kind of like dragon or some crazy shit, but who knows? Where's nature?
It does appear to be either a dragon or wyvern skull. You're not really sure, but it definitely is the size for it.
And how recent is the blood?
Make a perception check.
Thought it might have been medicine, but okay. Ooh.
The blood itself is actually, look at it, it's not real. It looks like it was created through some sort of a berry juice, and it has been spread around to try and make this area look more intimidating than it actually is.
With that perception, can I tell maybe how long that berry juice has been there?
It's dried out. It's dried so much that it's at least been a few hours. Probably longer than that.
Interesting. So someone's here before us.
The slug did it.
Yeah. Do I see any footprints or any like human tracks?
Make a survival check to see.
Can I help?
Yes, you can. I mean, you see your tracks, you see Fiffle's tracks. There might be some older tracks around, you're not entirely sure. You can tell that this place has had people visit before. You can see that there has been some old rotten wood kind of spread out along this like thin path you're going down. I mean, of course, you also know that somebody came here to bury a clue, so obviously somebody's been here before.
Does this have any religious significance?
Make a religion check.
I will also make a religion check.
Okay.
I'm getting my rose worth today.
Oops. 15, not 24.
Okay.
I didn't have advantage for that.
Otto, you are not sure. Graham, this does not have a religious significance. This appears to simply be some sort of prank, maybe?
All right. You guys just want to get rid of this stupid slug snail.
Yeah. Graham will ready weapon and shield and begin cautiously advancing.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Hang on. Where the heck am I? There I am.
Yep.
If before it sees me, I wish to Eldritch Blast it twice.
Sure. Go
Alright.
ahead.
Where is the button?
Yep. You send 2 Eldritch Blasts straight through this snail, and it shimmers, and it vanishes.
Hey. And a losery snail.
Okay.
You can see from where the snail was a kind of like sharp, jagged crystal. You see a little smoke flowing from it. Give me a perception check. Auto, because you're the one who went and did it. Yeah, so you'd have to get closer to see what this crystal is exactly.
I'll point out the crystal and get closer, and I'll get like, where was it exactly? Can
The
you,
crystal is like right here. It is like center point of where the snail is or was.
All right, I'll get to like right here and see if I can get a better look at it now.
Yeah, give me one more perception check if you could. No,
Hey,
you have to get
I
even closer.
Blind. All right. I'll get closer. I'll get another like 5 feet closer.
You'd have to get way closer with with those perception check rolls. I'm sorry to say.
Oh my! I'm gonna punch myself in the head.
No, you're gonna have to get up directly next to
I
this
don't know.
thing.
I couldn't see where it was. I'd remember. It's like I thought.
Oh, it is right here.
Okay, I thought it was right here. That's why.
Ah, no.
Okay, yeah, it's one right there.
Okay. As you go to see this gem, you pick it up. It is magical in nature, and the ground below you glows, and you take 23 lightning damage as a massive lightning bolt erupts from the ground underneath you, under where this crystal was as you picked it up, and it just flows through you, and the scent of ozone fills the air, and everyone sees Otto just kind of like this massive spark of electricity.
Fuck.
So I don't even get to do a save.
No, not with this bad boy.
Okay.
I did give you 2 chances to see it, though, so...
Oh, I think I already knew what I was walking into. That's why I wanted to stop there.
Graham will approach and also continue looking around.
I'm going to just dust off myself and lay on hands myself back to full health.
Okay.
Nice.
And it's like, anyway.
Not go near that skull.
23, so I have 7 left. Okay.
What happened to the snail? I missed that.
It was fake.
What?
It was an
Bird,
illusory
see anything else weird around here?
A big
I want-
perception
yeah.
check.
I too will make a perception check very, very thoroughly.
Boozled by a snail.
Yeah, looking around, you can see...
I'm gonna table flip.
Otto, you're flash blinded from the lightning still. You're having a tough time seeing, like, anything around you.
My
Yeah.
retinas.
Give me a minute to no longer be blind, and I'll look around, guys.
Graham, Otto's eyes are kind of like red, like real red.
You need me to take a look at those, buddy?
Can I just get like cyborg eyes?
Make a
Wait, didn't I
history
have
check.
one in another lifetime?
Make
I don't
a
remember.
history check.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, was it? It was that Gar that had the cyber. I don't even remember. Did one of us have cyber?
Gar did not have cyber eyes, I don't believe.
Oh, he had a. I swear to God.
Otto, well, you got an 18. Otto, you know that in fact there are false eyes you can get that can replace real eyes, and they work just as good.
Yeah.
They're rare, but they exist.
I'm pretty sure my eyes are fine. It's just flash blinded. I just need to eye drops.
However, Graham and Fern, looking around, you do not see any more traps. You do not see any magic. You are very cautious, having been exposed to this rather abrupt trap here. All you can see is Otto gripping this crystal in his hand.
Does this crystal still have magic?
Yeah, if you'd like, you can make an Arcana check to determine.
Oh, once this thing. Come on, open. All right, here comes like a 1.
Yeah, this actually does appear to be a magic item. From what you can determine just by observation and knowledge of the arcane, it looks like it could produce a major image and will remain for some amount of time. And once it's done, it burns out.
With this roll, can I tell if I can use it to track the person who did this?
You do not believe so. Tracking them could be done, but it would require something like a scrying spell or something like that where you can actually observe them from a distance. Just tracking them via standard mundane methods would be beyond what you can do with this crystal.
Okay. Whatever. Okay, I assume I can see by now.
Yeah.
Well, how does this place look like compared to the map?
It does look pretty similar. It does show a kind of crude little skull shape. You weren't initially sure what that meant, but
Okay.
now you have a pretty good idea.
Can you walk into the skull? I assume that the clue might be in there.
You can, in fact, walk into the skull if you would like.
Graham's gonna investigate.
Yes, I too will take a look there.
Okay.
I'm going to roll a 2.
The skull is large, it is old, the mouth, does not actually covered in blood, but in fact sprayed with a sort of like juice or possibly wine or maybe even berry juice mixed with wine to give it a nice like blood look. But it still looks rather eerie. It is dark inside. There are probably bats in there.
I think I got a torch. Do anybody has a torch?
Graham is gonna light up his
Oh yeah, the candles.
candle
All
on his
right.
hat.
Oh, I also have dark vision, so I guess I
Yeah.
forgot. I'm not gonna forget this. I will. Can I take a look in there?
Yeah, as Graham lights up the candle, he startles a bunch of bats who kind of fly out from the mouth.
All right, and I'll investigate in there.
Okay.
Wow, absolutely wow.
You don't see anything inside.
Can I investigate now?
Yes. Graham, you don't see anything inside. In fact, looking back at the drawing of where the clue is, you can see that the dotted line leads away from the skull to like these three stone like structures that are like sticking out, kind of like little big three stone fingers.
Graham will look for that layout.
Yeah, I'll look for 3 things sticking out like that.
Make a perception check.
Time for like a 0.
Yeah. Okay, you actually do. Both Graham and Otto see these kind of 3 stones to the north in the distance along this kind of like thin trail
Mm-hmm.
past where the illusionary snail and the glyph of warding were placed.
Let's go, and I will also very carefully look for more glyphs of warding.
All right. Gazoo. Otto, because you're on the lookout, please make a perception check.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. You don't see anything. You
I
know
am
what?
going-
You got zapped by it. You're pretty sure you're confident in not seeing
I'm
like...
going to second guess myself because that's what this is what auto does, IRL. I am going to detect magic while we make our way there.
Sure.
There you go.
All right. You do not sense any magic around now that the stone is inert. It is not giving out any more magical signature. Actually, would it give out a magical signature? I'm just trying to. Okay. The stone does give out a magical signature that is slowly fading,
All right.
but
I
you do not
assume
see any
though-
other magic around.
Okay, and I assume as we walk up the path that if there were different stones, I would have seen it.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So yeah, let's make up our way up the path. I guess I can take point and blow up if I need to.
Sure. As you make your way up the path, you see the 3 stone structures kind of like sticking up out of the ground, making those 3 large fingers. And as you approach, you can see that there is a hole in the ground in between the 3. Looks freshly dug. And you also see a corpse that is kind of leaning against one of the stones.
How fresh is this corpse?
Make a medicine check.
Confounded. Time for like a 0. I'm just gonna complain about my rolls and they'll be like, "Yeah, F you. You can roll better than a 0." Yeah, whatever.
The corpse, it's difficult to say. You are able to determine that the body is somewhat fresh. It is only like rigor mortis is set in. It has begun to rot slightly. You would say it's been there for anywhere from like 3 weeks to 2 months. Difficult to really get a good idea about it as the winter has done a pretty good job of keeping this body preserved.
Okay. I am thinking. Can I tell how recent that hole is that was dug out?
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Time for like
I'll assist you.
all right, I was gonna say time for a 7. I clicked twice. Come on, do the thing.
Well, you
Wow, I
can
was
re-roll
right.
that one if Fiffle is giving you a little like halfling hug.
Yeah, I guess you can re-roll that.
Wow.
There you go. Finally
All
broke
right.
the combo.
Otto, you're pretty sure that this hole has been dug relatively recently, within the last couple of weeks.
That seems shady.
Wait, weren't we coming here to dig a hole?
Yeah, and we're also racing other pirate bros.
Ooh.
Yeah, we like pirate bros.
Actually, with that investigation, you also notice there are a number of these kind of like shells from these nuts kind of scattered around. From what you can tell, it looks like they were cracked open with a nutcracker.
Hmm. Do I know of any significance to these nuts?
Make a nature roll. Uh, not really. You have like a few ideas, but these specific nuts you're not really familiar with. You haven't seen them around like Viderheim themselves, unless they're imported.
Can I look at them?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Fern to look at them because Fern knows everything.
Graham will see if he recognizes
Fern knows
them.
nothing about these nuts.
You know more than I do.
Fern, these nuts are not native to Viderheim. You know that they're typically grown around Arwell and have to be imported.
Arwellian nuts.
Yeah. You sort of know that, like, people have attempted to grow them in the Viderheim area, but the cool weather makes it rather difficult.
Can Graham make a history check based off of what he knows about the Arwellian climate / native stuff?
Yes, you may.
Yeah, I talk to ghosts. It's cool.
And you read history books too. Yeah, you know that these nuts require a relatively like consistent warm weather, not too hot but not too cold. Certain streams can actually bring somewhat warm weather to some of the outlying islands around Viderheim. So those small islands do maintain a more warmer weather, so they grow a little bit better. And people have attempted to actually grow nuts there to some success. You suspect it would be, you sort of remember, especially with that 26, that it's actually about probably from where you currently are, maybe like a day or two northeast, maybe, is kind of what you're getting.
Graham will relay this.
Okay. And you know what I'm gonna say? I was like, Graham, I just thought about something. Can you talk to that body?
Don't know that I can, but I can give it a try. Is the body in a condition to speak with dead with?
You believe it is.
Graham will get ready to. All right, so what do we want to ask it?
What were
That's
you doing? How many questions? I forgot.
5.
What were you doing here? Who got you? Can't think of anything else. Are you after the treasure? Where are they going next? And I can't think of the 5th one.
Do you like cats?
Do you want to mimic a pirate on your team?
If there were 2 astronauts in space and one killed another with a rock, wouldn't that be fucked up?
All right. Graham, are you casting the spell, or do you want to come up with the fifth question?
Let's see.
Not
Graham
you
will.
specifically.
I guess we'll start by casting it. That'll happen.
It'll last 10 minutes too, so.
Yeah.
All right. You recite the magic words. You kind of move your hand through the air. You can see the kind of glowing runes as you create them, and you restore a semblance of intelligence into the body, and the corpse regards you lifelessly.
All right. What killed you?
The captain shot through heart.
Something through heart. Like your mic was not.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, he says with like a kind of ghastly voice, the captain shot me through my heart.
What captain?
Let's see here. Libby Clifford.
Were you here for the treasure?
Yes. Sent by Pirate Admiral Braxton to collect clue.
What did the clue say?
Didn't see it. Captain killed just after digging it up.
What question is this? Number wise.
I think that was the third.
Yep.
So we got two more.
Okay. Where did he go? I guess that makes sense to ask.
Heading to Dead Eye Rest, northeast of here.
Oh.
Okay. We got one more question. Or
Do you have
Yeah.
one that like? This is out of character because like my immediate thought is how long ago they left, but I don't know if that matters. Anyway, I can't think of another question, so I defer to you.
is there someone you want to know of your fate?
Have a son. Haven't seen him in years. Mayhew Jr.
I'll look for him.
The corpse does not respond. The
Yeah.
spell wanes.
Okay. So I'm just gonna put that in the chat.
I figured you wanted the last one for like your character background.
I was debating whether it was that or asking him something more tactical, but
No, it's fine.
And, Graham, because you have played into your character's background, please give yourself a inspiration point. If you don't
fortunately I
already
already had one.
don't.
Do we
Today,
always lose inspiration, or would I keep the first one because it was a standard inspiration?
I think you can only keep one at a time, unfortunately.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to have two, but like, would I
Yeah.
lose both of them at the end of this session, or the one I have?
I will let you roll one over to next session.
Yay. All right. Well, I guess we have ourselves a heading, and
northeast.
was Libby Clifford on our list of pirate bounties?
I don't know. Let me look at the spreadsheet. The sheet. Let's see.
The
Libby
name.
Clifford, 200 gold piece.
Nice. And half that if he's dead, so we can try to bring him in alive.
So Libby Clifford, 100 gold piece.
Don't have to say it.
I just looked at everybody and said it's a Libby Clifford, 100 gold piece, and like we all know it's gonna happen.
Well, very in character, I'll say that.
That's why I did it.
It was good. It was very good.
All right, let's get back and avenge this guy. Maybe find his son and get us ourselves a bounty and our clue.
All right. So, what do you do immediately?
Clap my hands and teleport us back to the ship.
Uh,
Oh, sorry, this isn't.
take a look around for any more surprises
yeah.
as we make our way back toward the cliff.
Yeah. If you'd like to make one more perception check to kind of look around.
I too will do that.
Yeah, it's clean. I mean, you went there without any trouble.
Is this a human thing?
At least
Fern-
Lena.
You look around. You're reasonably confident that there is nothing left. The initial illusion and the glyph were more designed to buy a little extra time, is kind of the idea you're getting based on like what you've seen and your general experience with just nature.
Okay. All right, let's roll out
Make our way back.
downtown.
Athletics for getting back up the cliffside.
Yes, please. Graham, because of your doohickey, you get to do it at advantage, of course.
Okay. Can I help somebody with my doohickeying?
Uh,
I rolled a 28 to begin
yes.
with, regardless.
You would need to tie a rope to somebody to assist them.
Okay. Who wants a boosty? I think Aurora and Fern are good.
I mean, the rope from before is still there. I could just tie it to myself again. But
Oop, I didn't mean to click that.
here's
I
athletics.
mean,
I mean, yeah, I could do that, but I was just like looking to see what the range on that was, and I clicked the other thing instead.
yeah, Fitful, you're able to climb up, no problem.
Oh my God, why am I clicking everything now?
I mean, I'm assuming you're just not actually casting it, you're just taking a look
No,
at it.
no, it's like I'm trying to like minimize it, and it's just clicking itself.
Uh,
Here we go.
Fern and
I'll-
Aurora, if you'd like, you can make your athletics at advantage because you have climb speeds.
Okay. I don't remember what my climb speed is. I think it's the same as my walking and swimming.
I'm pretty sure it's
But-
the same, yeah.
I was like, I can't remember.
It's more just because you're able to climb so easily.
Okay.
Athletics. Oh,
Yeah, you get up about halfway and then you tumble down, taking.
Can I try to grab her?
Can
Yes,
Aurora
make-
help me?
Yeah.
Oh, Aurora cannot help me.
Okay.
Can
I was trying to catch you. Let's just try this
Fern,
again.
you take 9 bludgeoning damage. Aurora takes 12 bludgeoning damage.
Oh,
jeez.
Should have let me catch you. I could have caught a flying dog and a rabbit. We practice this in bartending school.
Do you?
So there I was.
Yes, it's in case you need to do like juggling acts or something for extra cash because you're gonna get foreclosed.
Are you telling the truth or are you lying?
I'm obviously lying.
Please make a deception check.
I'm very obviously lying.
Slowly turning into a game of roll for shoes.
If anybody would like, they can try and roll insight to determine if he's lying or not.
Graham's good.
Oh, that's supposed to be a 10.
Fern, I was telling the truth. You're not sure what bartending school I went to, but it seems pretty comprehensive, covering catching dogs and rabbits.
They don't teach that at bartending schools in the Feywild. I
Fern, they don't
think
teach that in bartending schools. Fern, they don't teach that in bartending schools anywhere. Maybe a clown college. All right, I'll keep climbing up at my like leisurely speed. Can I try to re-roll that to climb faster?
I didn't even see what your roll was.
It was like an
sorry.
11 or a 12. Let me see. 11.
Yeah, make another athletics, please. You're able to get to the top after a while. It does take you about 20 minutes total.
Okay.
And you're kind of tired afterwards. Not exhausted, but on the cusp.
And I still have to get up the thing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
I wait on
Alright,
Fern. I'm
then.
just gonna sit down.
Fern, you're able to climb up no problem whatsoever after your bruising. And Aurora is able to get up as well. No trouble. All
I
right,
remember
so
when Kaido would have to carry Aurora up the cliffs.
oh yeah,
No, let's not remember that.
We drink to forget that.
When she could just climb up the whole time.
It's the noodle incident.
Aurora sneezes. Smash cut to Kaido at home, is like arranging his
Don't,
pittance. Just putting his pittance in like a little strange array.
Kaido gets a message about the hookers from the underfoot that say you're a dad now.
You'll have to get Rami back if you would like to find out.
I would love to have Rami back. He's fine. He could fill a whole episode himself with freaking shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
This
All
is
right.
a threat.
Yeah, it is a threat and a promise at the same time. I guess
Back to the
when
boat.
time's up, we can just head back to the ship.
Okay. You find the rowboat on the beach.
Yep.
Your ship does not appear to be on fire.
That's a start.
Good news.
All right. Let's
Let's
get back.
row back.
You row back to the ship.
Yep.
Get the hooks onto the front and back. Get somebody to crank the lever, crank the wheel, and you're able to get pulled back up onto the ship.
Yep.
Get in. Do you find what you're looking for?
I reckon
And
so.
Yep.
We have a new heading.
On some things.
we're headed northeast.
All right. Cat, and just gotta say, your hair's sticking up on end. You all right?
Yeah, I only got hit by a lightning bolt. Just a flesh wound.
I hear
I-
that's good luck.
Well,
Or maybe
good.
that's bird poop. I'm not sure. Did a bird poop on you? Maybe.
Lightning, bird poop. It's the same thing.
No, it was a magical trap.
Oh. Well, good. We think we didn't come with you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad you didn't come with us either. I wouldn't want to sweep ashes up.
Oh yeah, old Greg there, and he points to the old guy with the beard and the few teeth and bald head. He's got a bit of a bum ticker.
Better than bad. All right. Well, we're heading northeast. Fern, point them northeast.
Make a survival roll.
Oh.
You point northeast.
That way.
Full steam ahead, northeast.
Full
the anchor.
sail.
Yes.
Full sail.
Full
And
sail.
Steam knowledge play.
the
I couldn't remember, so I just said full steam.
the sail is unfurled. The
Anchor's up.
Yep. And the ship takes off around the island, heading to the northeast as you head to Deadeye Rest. And we will end it there, and we'll pick this up next week.
Yay.